Yeah. Hey, UPK. UPK. I let it be known, boy. I came in this bitch and I just started dancing. I let it be known, boy. My neck and my mouth is white gold like a mint. I let it be known, boy. That's my main squeeze, will do me no evil. I let it be known, boy. They got your gun out on me, better pull it. And I don't care where it's at. Across the globe, across the map. When I catch you, I'm like, yeah, nigga, yeah. Let it be known, boy. I came out the mud, turned on in the sun. I let it be known, boy. I got 2 chains round my neck and they hunt. Check out my shit, cost 100. Gold on my mouth looking comely. Looking at you, boy, you're dummy. Boy, check out my tool like I'm buying. I come with rules that you notice. I'm trimming my waist like a soldier. Knowing I ain't young focus. I separate you like you're holy. Wine leaking out my speakers. And I'm pouring more by the liter. Baby girl, I don't need you. I got rank like a leader. Really don't need no features. All these boys talking evil. To the waist, but you see through. She gon' throw it back in pieces. I let it be known, boy. I came in this bitch and I just started dancing. I let it be known, boy. My neck and my mouth is white gold like a mint. I let it be known, boy. That's my main squeeze, will do me no evil. I let it be known, boy. They got your gun out on me, better pull it. And I don't care where it's at. Across the globe, across the map. When I catch you, I'm like, yeah, nigga, yeah. Let it be known, boy. I came out the mud, turned on in the sun. I let it be known, boy. I got 2 chains round my neck and they hunt. You think you're hot? Well, I'm extinguishing. 5 sneakers, boy, I sweep your ass. Abbreviated, yeah, I call it pass. Boys pull, aim, squeeze, sweep his ass. Fingers and lights that they tattle telling. Your pastor 2 boys, power felon. Human traffic crackers got us damn it. Boy, you're missing talent, I call it cold Adam. Tell you what, and it's common sense. Cold blue, but time to bomb threat. UPK got me talking shit, boy, it's real spill, I clean a fucking mess. And you'll fail if you try to test. I'm terrorizing what's ever left. Bitch, nigga, use a fucking rest, and I'ma send up prayers that I know he heal. I let it be known, boy. I came in this bitch and I just started dancing. I let it be known, boy. My neck and my mouth is white gold like a mint. I let it be known, boy. That's my main squeeze, will do me no evil. I let it be known, boy. They got your gun out on me, better pull it. And I don't care where it's at. Across the globe, across the map. When I catch you, I'm like, yeah, nigga, yeah. Let it be known, boy. I came out the mud, turned on in the sun. I let it be known, boy. I got 2 chains round my neck and they hunt.
All right, clap it up. All right, Shalom Israel. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Junior Hanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans their true heritage and culture according to the Bible, and that they are the children of Israel. They are the Israelites the Bible speaks of. Today is Monday history breakdown class, and we're going to be going over one of the biggest religions all people are in, rather than Christianity, and that is Islam. All people then leave the Christian church and they fall into another trap, which is Islam. So we're going to break that down and let our people know that what might seem good for us is, and if it's not of God, it's not going to come to nothing. It's going to be in vain. And you see that right now, because when people leave Christianity, they go and they say they get locked up and go to jail. They always come out a Muslim, saying that their life done changed. But we're going to see they really life done changed for the better. We're going to break down the root of why is Islam in the first place and why these Arabs go around thinking that they chosen of God. They think they chosen of God because they believe that Ishmael got the blessing. They believe that God's with Ishmael and his people because they believe they come from Ishmael. That's where they come from. So they think God done blessed them and made them a good nation, so they're gonna get the covenant and what God has promised for them. But that's not the case. We're gonna start off reading in Genesis chapter 3. We're gonna get into the covenant, who God gave the covenant to. Let's Genesis 3, chapter 3, verse 17. I'm gonna pull it up on the slide on the camera too. I can stop. I'm gonna go to let's see if it's up there on the StreamYard. I can see it. We're gonna start at verse 5 if you can.
Okay, come on. You said Genesis 3.
Oh no, Genesis chapter 17, verse 5.
17. Okay.
It's a lot here.
Genesis 17,
Mhm.
verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is the book of Genesis.
Verse 4. Verse 4, start at 4.
All right, come on. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
As for me, behold,
Right.
my covenant is with thee,
Right.
and thou shalt be a father of many nations.
Right.
Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram,
Mm-hmm.
but thy name shall be called thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee.
Now, this father of many nations, who's this talking about? This is talking about Israel. A future prophecy letting us know that Israel will be many nations. You see it right now, the 12 tribes of Israel. You got so-called Puerto Ricans, so-called Mexicans, so-called blacks, so-called Native Americans.
Right.
You have all these different nations, and we also will be in every nation. You see us right now, we in all these different nations. You see us right now, we in America. You got people over there in Europe. You know what I'm saying? We Abraham will be a father of many nations. That's what it's talking about. Keep going, sir, about yourself.
And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee.
This kings. Who are these kings? This is us, Israel. Who came out of Abraham's loins? King David, King Solomon, Christ. Those are kings that came after him. This is talking about Israel. You can see this when the Lord told Sarah she would be of kings too, many nations.
Right.
But she only had one child. She only had one child, right? Keep going.
Verse 7. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee, and thy seed after thee.
It's like it says thy seed. Thy seed meaning one, but Abraham actually had more than two. He had more than Isaac and Ishmael. He had 6 other sons. But Lord is saying that he's only talking about one seed, thy seed. Keep going.
And thy seed after thee in their generations, for an everlasting covenant, to be a God unto thee.
Right.
And to thy seed after thee.
Right. Keep going.
And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger.
Right.
All the land of Canaan for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. This
land of Canaan, this is Israel. This is the land that the Israelites had to conquer and take. The Lord promised unto them, and this is who he's dealing with. Is Israel. This is the whole reason why this story is being told. This is being told because this whole book is for us. But you have Muslims, Arabs come over and said, "Oh, this they said what they call it? They call it Abrahamic faith. There's no such thing as an Abrahamic faith. They try to say since they come out of Abraham's loins that they're going to be blessed as well. They some special people. Right. They're gonna come out of our book to say that. How can you come out of our book and say that you chosen? Right. As if you came like I could understand if it was a book for everybody. But this book is only dealing with us. This book is only dealing with us. And you can how can you even make that up to come in our book? A book with Deuteronomy 7:6 said he's gonna put us above every nation, a holy people, and they say that God's dealing with you. We're gonna see how God was dealing with Ishmael. We're gonna see. If you can, what was that? Was that 9?
Yeah, we just finished 9.
9. Can you jump down to Genesis chapter 18, verse 8?
Come on. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 8. And he took butter.
Let's see. 18 and 18, Slakia.
No sweat. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 18. Seeing that Abraham shall surely become the earth. Slakia, let me start over. Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him.
Right. What does it mean that all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him? What does that mean? I'm gonna see somebody on the chat. Now Christians try to use this to be like, see, God, all nations going to be blessed. God's with everybody. God loves everybody. All nations are going to be blessed. So what does it mean when it says all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him, blessed in Abraham? What does that mean? I'm gonna give it to you. Who are in every nation? Black, Hispanics, Native Americans. We are in every nation. So what does that mean?
We're help building up everybody else's nation.
Yeah, that's just a hand. That's why we bless in every nation. America was built off of us. Every single kingdom was established, was built, was successful because of Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
Egypt was very successful because the children of Israel was working for them. And we're blessed in every nation. Every nation becomes strong and powerful because they eat off of Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? You to Webster? I'm gonna read verse jump down to 21 and 1. Genesis chapter 21, verse 1.
Genesis 21.
21, verse 1. So
Verse 1. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 21, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said. And the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken.
Right.
For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age.
Right.
At the set time of which God had spoken to him.
Right.
And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. And Abraham was 100 years old.
Okay, can you jump down to verse 8?
Come, verse 8. And the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned.
Right.
And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which had born unto Abraham, mocking.
Right.
Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac.
So Sarah knew. She's like, hey, man, cast these people out. My son Isaac is here now. Why they here for?
Right.
This is who the Lord is going to give this covenant to. This is thy seed. And Sarah knew that, right?
Right.
Keep going. Verse 12.
Verse 12.
Verse 11.
Verse 11. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son.
Now, Abraham being just as the father would, he like, what you talking about? This is my son.
Right.
This is my son. I'm not finna do that, right? Now, verse 12.
Verse 12. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad. Right.
He said, don't let it be grievous. And this is what we got to understand right now today. We need to stop dealing with these other nations. Right now we want to accept everybody. We want to be kind and friendly with every single body. But we're not dealing with everybody. This was Abraham's son, Ishmael. He said, don't let it be grievous in thy sight. Let them go. And that's exactly what we got to do right now when it comes down to them Arabs. Let them go. The Islam is killing our community just as much as Christianity is. You know why? Because it's not of God.
Right.
God never gave you Islam. God never gave you Christianity. You find it so hard to fight for something that the people who's in charge hate you. The Christian church hates you. Christianity hates you. Islam, the Arabs, they hate you. And now, as long as you go over and fight for another religion, you will be a servant to the people that's who that religion's for. The Christianity is for white people. That's what they did. They created a white God. They made Christ white, and that's why they rule that. That's why they rule that religion. Right. And that's why they rule the earth, because everybody's in Christianity. Right. Now, shoot, that's bad enough right there. Now you supposed to be a black man, Hispanic man. You start realizing the lies of Christianity right now. Black man, he realized that Christianity is white supremacy.
Right.
Not knowing that Islam is Arab supremacy. It don't matter. It don't matter. You so caught up in what color skin people have. And that does not matter at all. They're not your people. They're not your people. It don't matter if it's Christianity or Islam. You go into Islam, you are subjecting yourself into Arabs.
Right.
You are a second-class citizen to Arabs. You might think y'all believe in the same thing, but what does that religion do for them? That religion uplifts Arabs. It does not uplift black and Hispanics. Christianity uplifts everybody but black and Hispanics.
Right.
Keep reading, sir, Baba Kashal.
No sweat. Verse 12. I'm reading the top. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, and because of thy bondwoman, and all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also
wait. For in Isaac what?
Thy seed shall be called.
And Isaac thy seed shall be called. Ain't no seeds. That's the seed you had, the child you had, that's going to be called. That's him. That's the one I was talking about. That's him, Isaac. The one you just had, that's him. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 13. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed.
Now he's like, okay, man. The son of the bondwoman, Ishmael, because I'm cool with you, Abraham, I'll make him a nation.
Right.
For your sake, I'll make it. That's it. He ain't getting the covenant, but I'll make him a nation, right? Because he's your seed, right? Keep reading.
Verse 14. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. Verse 15.
Now, jump down to Genesis chapter 22, verse 1. Because you got to understand 22, verse 1. Yep.
All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 22, verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham.
Right.
And said unto him, Abraham, he said, behold, here I am.
Right.
And he said, take now thy son, thine only son.
Wait, that what?
Take now thy son, thine only son.
Thine only son.
That's right.
Well, God forgot about Ishmael? So you fighting so hard to love people when God don't even care about them. So much so he's only recognizing one seed, thine only son. That's it. You don't have no more children. This is the son of the spirit,
right? Not
of the flesh. Same thing with Esau and Jacob. She knew that that Esau was not the child of the spirit. Jacob was. Jacob was her child. That's the one. That's the one of my people right there and there. And that's what you got to realize. You looking at these people as if because they say nice things to you. You see them. You think they with your cause. You think Arabs with your cause because you don't see them harming you.
Right.
Well, where was Arabs at? Where was they at when I know we don't march, but when they was at when George Floyd died?
Right.
Trayvon Martin, where was they at? They was on no front line. They was over there trying to help us. They was up in them bodegas selling us heroin. Nobody talk about that. You think because people give you you give your lust, they with you. That's why it is. You think if people give you what you want that's willing to kill you, they love you. And right now, if you go to New York, everybody know this. You go to New York, you a child, you could go in the bodega and get you some cigarettes. You a child.
Right.
Get you some. The Arabs sure gonna give it to you. And that's why y'all love them so much. You think they with you. When they just giving you the things that you need to die. Just like the white man. Give you the things that you need to die. And that's why Psalms 83 said they made a confederate against us, man.
Right.
You so caught up in your lust that you think the people who's with you is the people who allows you to die.
That's right.
So much so that's why you get offended if somebody speak about if you are homosexual.
That's right.
The people who accept you as a homosexual, no, those are people that you love. Oh, you a woman who wanna, it's my body, my rights. You wanna abort your child. You against the people who say that's murder. Don't abort your child. It's my body, my rights. You against them. You always against the people who want you to live. You always for the people who allow you to die. That's what freedom is. That's exactly what freedom is. Freedom is the ability to do what you can do to kill yourself.
Right.
And that's what they give you. And that's why you think you're free in America. You think you're free in America because you can do whatever you want to do to kill yourself. Right. You could get drunk, you could get high, you could smoke cigarettes, you could be a homosexual, you could murder your children in the womb. That's what you could do in America, and for that reason, all people think that we are free because America gave you a choice to die, and they made it do it. So and now you just do it. But if somebody came around and say, "Hey, that's not how you live," and what you gonna do? You gonna get so angry. You gonna be mad. You gonna be mad at them. Right. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna be so mad. You're gonna say they hate. That's what hate is. Hate is not allowing me to do what I please to do. Well, what's so wrong with pedophiles then? Oh, okay, homosexuals are cool. Women killing their babies in the womb is cool. Drug dealers is cool. Drug addicts is cool. Oh, it's not cool for pedophiles, but that's what they like to do. Right. How can I judge them? They like doing that just as much as you like being a homosexual. And that's what other religions give us. Our other religions allow us to do that. Because we're gonna get into it. I don't want to jump the gun. Where am I at?
Verse 2.
Verse 2. That only see, that's what I wanted on that. Now, before we get into these books, into the history of if I can, so let me get Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. Before we get into the history, we're gonna show you that this is a thing that was prophesied that we will go into. And it's prophesied that we will go into this because this will be leading us into a farther depth than we are already experiencing. You fall into all these different religions and all this idolatry, and it's going to cause you to die even more. And you think there's nothing wrong. From the surface level, you think there's nothing wrong with going to serve Allah. I mean, it seemed pretty cool. You telling me I get to go carry a rug with me, bow down 5 times a day, wear a kufi on my head, look different, set apart. That's the problem. You want to look set apart. You want to look set apart, but you don't want to go into what God wants you to be. Right. He set you apart to be Israel, not no Arab, not the son of a bondwoman. How can you be Lord's chosen people and you put yourself the son of a bondwoman? You want to be a son of a bondwoman. The Lord set them people out. Man, let them go. He's not your son. I'm not dealing with him. But that's the people you want to fight for, while they are fighting to be you. Right. Now, who benefits from that? The people trying to fight to be the son of a bondwoman, or the people fighting to be God's chosen people? Right. Who thinks going to benefit? Ain't the Arabs over us? You could say that they benefited from us better than we have. We are giving our seat to another people. Giving our seat, not so much so we don't have to. It's not like somebody's stealing it from us now. We just giving it up. I mean, I know y'all, man. The Arabs say that Muhammad, who Muhammad was. Matter of fact, we're gonna read that. I'm gonna pull up some. We're gonna read it out this. Let me pull it right here. We're gonna share this screen right here. We're gonna be reading out this book. We're gonna be reading. I don't see if they say it. From Babylon to Timbuktu, by a brother named Rudolph R. Winsdor. And we're going to break down, we're going to read about how Islam started, the root. You should always know the root of what you're doing, right? I mean, who am I to tell you to get out of Islam? I'm just going to let you know what you're doing in there, how it started, how it came about, right? We're going to go to page 45. Page 45. Let me see. I don't know if they can see it like that. That's good. Let me see. Fuck it. All right. Is it still good? Okay. It's page 45, right? It says, when Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshiping the sun, stars, spirits, and idols. The Arabs possessed 360 idols, one for each day of the year. Now, this is before Muhammad was on the scene. This is what they was doing. This is what he seen them doing. As you can see, we said what? It was the sun, stars, spirits, and idols, right? And when you look right now, it's so funny because when you look at like the Nation of Islam, you always see them wear them hats. What the hats got on there? They got them hats with the sun, with the I think it's the sun, the moon, and the stars. They got that on their hat. That's what they had, because that's what they are. Idolatry, idols, right? Muhammad I'm gonna keep reading. Muhammad was born 570, 4 years after the death of Emperor Justinian, right? He was descended from the tribe of Quraysh and the family of Hashem. Here it is right here. His mentality was to read or write, but his imagination was superlative. Muhammad was an extraordinary handsome man, right? Right, and that's what they say. They try to say that is the reason why it comes up from him not being able to read or write. Right. Like, although he couldn't read or write, he had a good imagination. Right. His mind was so above everybody else. Right. And that's what they make it seem. But don't forget, he didn't know how to read or write. Now, this is supposed to be the man God's with. Right. Don't know how to read or write. This is supposed to be the man. This is supposed to be the leader of your nation, the starter of it, your prophet. Right. But he can't read or write. He can't read or write. Come on, I'm not gonna jump the gun, man. It's a mockery, man. Right. It's frustrating because our people's in this. Now, the heavy part about it is the Nation of Islam is seen as like an upper class in the black community. Right. They seem as though like people who are way more intelligent than everybody else. If you put on that suit, put that bow tie on, but yet Muhammad couldn't read or write. Damn. We're going to drop down. It says, after Muhammad became a camel driver, good night, he traveled to remote and intriguing lands, right? He led his caravans to Persia, Syria, and Egypt, transacting business with merchants of every kind. On his business trips, he met Jews, Christians, and members of other sects. Sex, not sex. He integrated them concerning the tenets of their religion. So he asked them questions about their religion. He's like, man, what y'all believe in? Oh, now, of course, let me clarify. When it says religions, and we talk about Jews, it's not a religion, you know what I'm saying? But his book was written by in a standpoint of somebody who didn't have the truth, right? So it says, I'm going to read it again. It says, travel to remote and intriguing lands. He led his caravans to Persia, Syria, and Egypt, transacting business with merchants of every kind. On his business trips, he met Jews, Christians, and members of other sects. He interrogated them concerning the tenets of their religions. So what he did, he asked them questions about what they believed in, right? Right? Seemed about right, right? He frequented the environment of the Jews and their rabbis, mostly because they were merchants in an omnipresent ethnic groups, because he could not read or write. Good night. His ears, so he basically was always listening because he couldn't do nothing else. He can't go read it. He can't write nothing. I might as well just listen, right? So he asked a lot of questions. And he listened a lot, right? His ears were attentive and keen to everything that the Jews. His ears were attentive and keen to everything that the Jews related to him. Muhammad learned and extracted much from the Jews and compounded it with his new religion, Islam. Right. Good night. This whole now let me tell you this. This whole thing of Islam, it started from us. He literally copied all our beliefs and made it into his own religion.
That's right.
Now, how can this be of God when he created it himself?
Mhm.
Abraham didn't create this of himself. Adam didn't make the law up himself. God gave Adam the law.
Mhm.
Adam didn't walk around and say, man, let me see, man, what they doing over here? I'm gonna take this, write this down. I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. No. His wisdom was given to the Most High God.
Right.
Islam, they took what we already had
That's right.
and made it their own. Now, who does that sound like? That's no different than Christian church. They took the face of the book and said this was theirs. That's what Christianity did. And what did that do? What did Christianity do for the white man? It made his people strong.
Right.
It made his people have white supremacy. That's what he did. He took this book and wrote himself in there. He made everybody white, and for that reason, their people look at that as a motivation to get up to work. Because the men in the Bible look just like me. God looks just like me, so I must be a God myself.
Right.
So now what's the difference with Islam? They took our beliefs and did the exact same thing. And that's why the Arabs go around thinking that they're the chosen ones.
Right.
Arab supremacy.
Man.
That's what it is.
Right.
And that's why they could come down here and still benefit off of you. Because they might not be better than white people in America, but they're sure going to be better than black people in America.
Right.
And America's going to give them loans and them bodegas,
Right.
them gas stations.
Right.
All in the name of Allah. They get all this in the name of Allah. A false idol they done made from your God that you refuse to serve. You refuse to serve your God so much, and these people are ready to strap bombs on themselves for a false idol. But you can't stop eating pork. You can't stop stealing from your brother. You can't stop murdering your own. You can't do simple stuff like that. Stop celebrating holidays. You go to the Arabs over there in the Middle East, so-called Middle East, they ain't celebrating no holidays we celebrate. They made up their own culture. And look at you have a culture that was passed down from God. Good night. I'm going to go to page 46. Page 46. Are you reading it, sir?
Yeah, I'm reading.
All right, no sweat. Can you drop down to when it says Muhammad spent many days?
Come on. This is the book of From Babylon to Timbuktu, page 46.
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad spent many days in the hills outside of Mecca.
Mm-hmm.
He was immersed deeply in the deplorable conditions of his people, and he wanted to lead them away from moral turpitude and idolatry.
Right. So you see how the condition of his people, he wanted to give them an upliftment.
Right.
Just like Christianity. So that's what we see going on in the world, that the reason why people think they're better than us is because through their beliefs in religion. Now, every other nation has their God. We're reading how the Arabs literally built their own God, just like Christianity, right?
Right.
And it's for, what was the reason for it? Because Muhammad seen the state of his people, and he wanted to uplift them. Right? Keep reading.
Khan, it seemed to him that the angel Gabriel appeared, commissioning him to articulate a new religion to substitute for the old.
Now, he said the angel Gabriel, who's out the Bible, he came to him and said, hey, make this new religion to substitute from the old. What old religion? If Gabriel's from the Bible, our law, statute, commandments is not a religion.
Right.
It's a culture. God never gave us no religion. So he's saying substitute for the old. He should know that. We should know right then and there that whatever he was dreaming wasn't of God. First, because God's only dealing with Israel.
Right.
God's not dealing with no Arab. We just read it when he said, cast that bond woman and her son out.
That's right.
And Isaac shall that seed be called. And that's why we said Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So why you come and think God dealing with him? Let me go jump to Galatians chapter 1, verse 8.
All right.
Galatians chapter 1, verse 8.
All right. All right. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 1. Chapter 1, verse 8. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed.
Like, man, like that angel was not an angel. You claiming that you seen,
right?
That you heard. Lord's angel's not even going to deal with you if it wasn't for destruction.
That's right.
Now you got everybody running around and believing that he's seen this because they don't know the Bible. When you look in the Bible, you know how people fall into Islam? Because they still believe in Christianity. They believe the Bible in the Christianity aspect, and that's how they go to Islam. Because if God loves everybody, then how come he can't deal with Muhammad? How come he can't? But we just read here, man, what? Any gospel unto that we have preached unto you. They wasn't preaching no Arabs are above us. That we need to be in Islam or we need a new religion. Christ was not teaching that. That's not the gospel. The gospel is for Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
That's what the gospel is for. So let that man be a curse. Let them Arabs be a curse. And you need to get out of Islam.
Right.
Because it's gonna get deeper and deeper. How you realize this religion is just another tactic meant to keep black people down. I say black because that's most of where black people dwell at. Nation of Islam, right? Let me jump back to the book. What was that, page 46?
Oh, but it's in the book, page 46. We left off at yeah, okay, so it seemed to him. Right?
Okay. You said 46, right? Okay, right. You can keep reading if you can, sir.
All right, come on. It seemed to him that the angel Gabriel appeared, commissioning him to articulate a new religion to substitute for the old. Incidentally, Gabriel was the same angel who appeared in a vision to the Hebrew prophet Daniel. Muhammad gradually came to believe that he was a prophet.
Wait, he was a prophet. He came to believe that he was a prophet. So if you didn't even create Islam, yeah, who you a prophet of? You a prophet of God?
Right.
You became a prophet before your religion is even started. So you say you're a prophet of God, right?
Right.
And let's see what the Bible say.
Right.
Let's see who's God's dealing with. We're gonna go to Psalms chapter 147, verse 19.
All right, come.
Let me pull it up.
All right. I'm ready when you are.
You can read. I'm pulling it up.
All right. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 147, verse 19.
Wait. Let me see. Is it 149?
147 and 19.
It's 1901.
Psalm 147 and 19.
No. Let me see. I think it's 149. 147, right?
147. You sure?
Yeah, I guess I put it up wrong on here. Oh yeah, there you go, right there.
There we go.
You can read it.
All right. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 147, verse 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Right.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
Right.
The Lord is not dealing with nobody else.
Right.
So I don't know who Muhammad seen, but that is not the angel of the Lord, man. And more importantly, you should understand that wasn't the angel of the Lord. Because if you're using your Bible, if Muhammad is using the Bible and the Jews' belief as a reference, this is our belief. This is it. You can't come and use our Bible and they have scriptures like this in there and say that you're still a prophet of God.
Right.
And the way you get away with this is because us as a people don't read the Bible.
Right.
That's how Islam is getting away with what they want to do. So much so, the Nation of Islam, what Islam people believe in? I'm gonna tell you, we don't read the Bible. We don't even know nothing about the Bible, right? The Nation of Islam teach that they don't believe in the Bible. You see a Muslim, they say they don't follow the Bible. They say that, right? That's what Muslims say, right? When Farrakhan and them only teach out the Bible. Now he's supposed to be the leader of the Nation of Islam, right? Now black people running around saying, I don't believe in that Bible, man. I follow the Quran. Yet y'all leaders don't even teach out the Quran. You teach out the Bible. You know why? Because you don't know what you believe. You don't really care for what you believe in. You just want something different. You go with your lusts. The Nation of Islam is a jailhouse religion.
Right.
Meant for people just to click up in jail to have protection. They come out still being drug dealers. You know how many people sold dope in the name of Allah? You know how many people sold dope with a kufi on their head? Selling bean pies with a bow tie on? You know how many people done did that for Allah? And now if you were serving Christ, if you serving the Most High in Christ, you wouldn't be able to. But see why? Their God allows them to do that. Because their God is just an idol. Their God is themselves. That's what idols are. An idol is just something that you put on try to worship, but you really just worshiping yourself. You say you worshiping that thing. Just like Christianity. That's why you got so many different Christians. They believe what they want to believe because they worship themselves. You go to jail, you come out, you become Islamic, and you just worshiping yourself. You just doing what you want to do, and you justifying Allah for it. Allah's all merciful. That's what they say. That's what you do, and that's why men come out of, and that's why it's a rapper religion. It's a drug dealer religion. Because it's some type of faith, but I can still be my drug dealer. I still could get tattoos on my body. I still could smoke the drugs and still kill my brother, all in the name of Allah, because Allah is so merciful. And that's why our people in there. And that's why it's killing our people, because these religions does not force our people to change. They don't. The only that's going to force you to change is the Most High in Christ. And that's going to change your life for the better. Then you're going to probably, the hood might get fixed. The hood, you've been worshiping, I don't know how long you've been worshiping Allah, but Allah didn't do nothing for the hood.
Right.
That white Jesus didn't do nothing for the hood. It's as if worshiping those things make those other people stronger. Man. We've been worshiping Christianity and made the white man stronger. We've been worshiping Islam and it made the Arabs come in our neighborhoods and build businesses in our neighborhoods. Made him stronger. Because I see that I look at that Arab man coming in, I'm not gonna be intimidated by it. Why? Because we both serve the same God. We both serve Allah. You can build all your businesses, man, sell your drugs, man. Me and you are one. And black people are the only people who in the world who don't think race got to do a part with it. We think race doesn't matter. This is your belief system. That's what matters. Whatever you believe in. Black people believe that we all should be equal, while every other race doesn't believe that. Every other race is fighting to be the one in power. But the people who should be in power, Black, Hispanics, Native American. We're gonna try to get through this book. I don't want to be too long. You got verse 47.
Con, verse 47. Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean okay? For verse 18.
Not verse. Salaki, page 47 in from Babylon to book 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, where you started?
Yeah, how you crazy?
So I'm on 46.
Page 47 on top.
47, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Incidentally, by this time, the Hebrew Old Testament had been translated into Arabic, and the Arabs were rapturously pleased to read about their great ancestors in the story of the Hebrew patriarchs.
Right.
This fact alone helped Muhammad inspire in the Arabs the feeling of nationalism,
right,
and racial pride.
Racial pride. Good night. That's the Arab supremacy I was talking about. They use the Bible to show how Ishmael, their forefather, would be a great nation, to get racial pride, to get Arab supremacy, to feel good about themselves, to believe that they should be on top. When we read the covenant was with who? See, it doesn't matter what people think they should be in charge. God thinks that Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans should be in charge.
Right.
That's what it matters. You trying to be in Islam, and Islam don't matter. Islam doesn't matter to God. You subjecting yourself of another race of people for what reason? When you are Yasha Allah, that's who you are. And you need to come back into the law, statute, commandments, and realize that all these different religions are made up to uplift the other people's nation.
Right.
Now you have something that's going to uplift our nation, and it's not made up. It's from the Most High God, right? Can you read it, sir?
Con. This fact alone, Muhammad masterminded the first stage of his revolution by undermining and discrediting, privileging established beliefs and customs, and questioning other political, social, religious institutions. Muhammad attacked the merchants and rulers in Mecca who employed the well of Ishmael.
Can you drop down to page 48, Dr. Shah?
Come on, verse page 48.
When it says Islam and Judaism. You see it?
Right.
After that?
Page 48.
Page 48. You see it?
No. It says Islam and Judaism. One quick second.
It's like the title of the paragraph underneath. It says the Prophet Muhammad. You see?
The Prophet Muhammad.
Right here, the top part. The
Okay.
top part.
Okay, excuse me. Okay. All right. The Prophet Muhammad adapted many principles and laws from the Jewish religion.
Now, when it's saying Jewish religion, it's meaning like the Jews. He adopted it from the Jews, right? You reading?
First of all, the basic idea of monotheism, which is the belief in one God.
Okay. So now look at this. Now this is the belief in one God. Before they was doing what? Worshiping idols. Right? Now the sad part is I thought Gabriel came up to you as an angel. I thought he came. Why are you still looking in our book? You looking at our beliefs. You tell me an angel could come talk to you, but he can't give you another. He couldn't give you a set of rules already.
Right.
He couldn't give you the book already. What you gotta do? You still gotta go and find it out on your own. Good night. Can you read this here, Baba Shah?
Come on. Which is the belief in one God.
Right.
The Jewish confession of the unity of God is Shema Israel Adoni.
No, that's in Yiddish. That's the Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, all Israel, our God is one.
Right. Keep going.
I would say in Hebrew, but keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
All right. The Mohammedan slogan is as follows: La ila Allah Muhammad Rusha Allah. There is
keep going.
There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is the prophet of Allah.
So we say, "Oh, hear, Israel, our God is one," and they took the exact same thing, bar for bar. Bar for bar, he coming out taking a book. And what y'all say? Write it down. Go ahead, sir.
Lucky. And you know what he did? He replaced Israel with himself.
Right. Good night.
He made himself instead of Israel.
And that's so heavy, sir, because we in Israel, we don't do that.
Right.
Our people never put themselves in a higher power to do that. We always acknowledge the Most High God.
Right.
Most High in Christ, and that's what we do to this day. But look at him. Make sure I put my name in that. You don't. That saying right there. You don't see it. You don't see it says, and when we say, "Oh, here, oh Israel, our God is one." You don't say, "Oh, our God is one," and Abraham is the greatest.
Right.
And Isaac is the greatest. And whoever was writing it didn't put his name in there, doesn't sound like he was the greatest. Even Christ said, "Why callest thou me good when there's only one good but God?"
Right.
Our king said that. But this man, this bastard over here put his name, made his religion and made. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm making a false religion too. I'm gonna put it in there too. I don't blame him. Can you read it, sir?
Khan, Muhammad adopted also the main details of the Jewish calendar.
Mm-hmm.
The Day of Atonement, the Sabbath, much of the Bible, and narratives from the Mardrash, and many points of the ritual law.
Many points of our law. So the reason why he's able to do this is because Islam is like a baby religion. It happened like 622 AD, 600 years after Christ, after the New Testament, I could say. So he was able to take everything, the whole Bible. He was ready to be able to take it.
Right.
And that's why that's why he was able to do it, because it's so new. It's so new. It's easy for me to come out. If you came out with something, I could easily copy something and say, "Oh yeah, this is my new thing." So basically, what it's saying, the Bible wasn't. If he never had the Bible or had access into these people, he would never be able to do this. He would never be able to do this unless he had access to the Jews and what they believed. Right? Can you read it?
Khan. And incidentally, the Jews pray three times a day, facing the city of Jerusalem, and the Muslims, true believers, pray 5 times a day, facing the city of Mecca.
See, now we prayed 3 times. We was praying 3 times. They had to go pray 5 times.
Right.
To Mecca. We going to Jerusalem and they were going to Mecca. And the sad part about it is, you know what they was facing first? They were faced towards Jerusalem first. Right. That's what they was originally praying at 5 times a day. What kind of sense that is? We just read how they the Day of Atonement, right? You know what the Day of Atonement is to them? Ramadan. We fast for a day, they got to fast for a month, right? They took everything up in a skeleton, but the sad part about it is that they make it seem like what they do is harder. When when Ramadan, all you're doing is skipping lunch.
Right.
That's all Ramadan is. You skip lunch. Black, Hispanic, and American, we so poor, we skip lunch on daily.
Right.
We go through what we must be Ramadan our whole lives then. You want to talk about Ramadan as if you so highly above the Lord's chosen people, man. We would change the Ramadan for Day of Atonement any day, how easy that is.
Right.
That's our daily lives. But you would never be able to go to 24 hours, no food, no water.
Right.
You won't be able to do that, man. You won't be able to do that. Keep reading, sir.
Khan. Trying his best, Muhammad sought to convert the Jews to his new religion.
Now, man, he's gonna take our culture and our customs, remix it, then going to make us worship that. Can't see the audacity of these people, man? And that's why you have to understand that it's not only the white man that's out to that hunt your steps. The white man is everybody oppressing you, man.
Right.
The white man, the Arabs, the Chinese, they are all oppressing you. Why? Because you will stay oppressed if you worship their gods.
That's right.
And they know that. They know that if Muhammad realized, this is what Muhammad realized. It didn't matter if he created his new religion, if God's chosen people still follow after their laws and their culture. It made no sense. My people will be uplifted, but they will still have what they have, and they will be always over my people.
Right.
So you know what you have to do? Nah, you're going to have to serve this. You serve this. You come under the foot of Arabs, or we're going to see what happens. Keep reading, sir. Baba Gashad.
Khan. But to no avail, the Jews were admit,
right,
and resistant to change.
Right, they resisted to change. Boy, you better get away with all that. You done stole all culture. You done took our laws. You done change Hero Israel. God is one. We see that, man. Why we gotta change? You was just, boy, you don't even know how to read or write. You were just asking me about this a week ago. Now you want me to join you when I know that I serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And we the only people that at that time, we were the people that was serving one God because everybody else had idols. That's what they had. Islam was no different, right? They want to come up and say God is dealing with them. Like, why would I leave a true power to go serve a rock? I mean, if you could give me a bar, like show me, give me a bargain. Because the rock is not even with the Arabs. Like your God is not even with you. You know why I know? Because America been blowing you up for years. Where been Allah been at when America been bombing your babies? Been raping your women. Where Allah has been at to help the Arabs? Why would I go and join the Arabs' God if their God can't even help them?
Right.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Your God can't even help you, and you above me in that religion. Keep reading, sir.
Gone. The high esteem which the prophet held for the Jews was transformed to enmity.
So now he has so much higher respect for these people than he done switched up.
Right.
He done switched up. He said, "Well, I don't know what you was talking about. I used to look at y'all a certain way, man, but now I'm of God. I'm the prophet. I'm the prophet now. I'm the prophet. Y'all come to serve me. Y'all come to serve this religion. Right? Keep reading.
Come on. And instead of allies, he looked upon them as competitors.
Right.
Muhammad needed the confirmation of the influential Jews to validate his mission. As all upstarters need the backing of someone influential. Muhammad therefore turned against the Jews and became their tormentor.
Tormentor. This man, Islam was spread by the sword.
Right.
We're not going to spread our beliefs with the sword because our beliefs don't go to everybody.
That's right.
Our beliefs go to Black, Hispanic, Native American. Everybody, you are going to realize that everybody else's religion, everybody else's God is just a whore.
That's right.
Because they accept everybody. And this is why what we have is so special because it's only meant for Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. It's not meant for everybody. Not everybody can grab this book and say they want to be enjoyed, or join with us, and to get what we have destined for us, the inheritance for us. You know why? Because nobody went through what we went through. It's like all these different races want to get on inheritance without even going through the pain and suffering that we done did. You want to say, and us as a people want to give it to everybody. We forget about all the slavery and even the things before slavery, the things we're dealing with right now. Our sons dying in the street, the crack epidemic, you know what I'm saying, the criminal justice system, right? The feminist movement, the Planned Parenthood, the KKK. We forget about all that stuff, and we still wanting people to come and join our commonwealth. We still want them to come and get the glory of God.
Right, that's right.
Even so much so that people find out who they are, and they still believe that white people could come be joined together with them. They could sleep with white women. And this is how we came as a people.
Right.
We are letting people get a hand of a God that's not meant for them.
That's right.
That's what we're doing. When you don't serve the art, when you don't serve your God, Black, Hispanic, Native American man, when you don't serve your God, you allow everybody else gods to prosper. You allow them to benefit off their God. Why? Because you don't have your power with you. Our power hid his face. The Most High God hid his face from us because we are disobedient children.
Right.
It's only as a good father will. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if you had a son and you was a rich man, you put your son on high. You're like, hey man, this is my inheritance. You're going to inherit all this. And he said, I want to be like the butler. Dad, I want to be like the butler. Right? Now your son walking around, you have the inheritance waiting for him, and he's just sweeping floors.
Damn.
Sweeping floors. He cleaning up after people, giving them food. So you know what your father did? Well, you want to be a butler so bad, I'm gonna make the butler the head. I'm gonna put him in charge. I'm gonna put him in charge of you. And that's what we are dealing with right now. Because that man who's supposed to rule, he wants to be a butler, not that butler who don't know how to rule is in charge of the true person who's supposed to rule.
Right. You
thought that butler was your friend. You look at that butler like, man, that's such a good job, man. I want to do that. You want such a low position in life. The Lord gave you a low position. And that butler, he been waiting for the day. He been waiting for the day to rule over you.
Right.
just to kill you, just to torment you. Now you ask yourself, what did I do to deserve being tormented? Mm-hmm. These people are killing us with no reason, with no cause at all, just to make sure that they are the supreme ones on the earth. That's why we're dying, because they want to establish them having rulership over the earth. And that's why Muhammad did what he did. The Jews told him what they believed in. They sit down having good conversations. And he tormented them just because he wanted Arabs to rule. Now, what are you willing to do to let Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans rule? I'm gonna tell you something. Islam and America is so weak. You think they are strong? America is so weak that if our people stop doing drugs, their kingdom will fall. That's not a strong kingdom. That's not a strong kingdom that Black and Hispanics just got to change their life and their kingdom going to fall. That's not a strong kingdom at all. So you keep saying that America's strong. America's strong. America's not strong.
Right.
America is strong because you are making them strong. You put down that blunt, America going to fall. You stop murdering your brothers, America's going to fall. You stop joining their religions, America's going to fall.
That's right.
Where we at, sir? What is?
Page 49 on West Judaism, the $2 Judaism.
Did we ever get about the we talk about the torment of the Jews, right?
Yeah.
So we talk about how Islam was spread by the sword. We don't go out there spreading this by the sword. When you said the torment?
Yeah, we haven't got. Well, that's where we get. So let's start. Let me see where we get. Okay. Yeah, we just finished the page, the end of Islam and Judaism. Then we started the $2 of Judaism. You want to start there? You want me to start there?
What it says? I might just jump to this other. I'm gonna go jump to this other book because it's getting kind of late.
Okay, no sweat.
We do got 49, right? Yeah, let's read 49. So like
49.
Right. The offspring of Judaism.
Right.
Judaism.
Right. All right. So the offspring of Judaism are Christianity and Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Now history was repeating itself. The proponents of Christianity said to the Jews, "We accept your Bible, morals, and monotheism. Only receive from us Jesus Christ, the great prophet, the Messiah, of whom all the prophets spoke in the scripture." Because the Jews refused, they were despised and hated. Mm-hmm. Muhammad tried to construct his religion as closely as he could after the Jewish religion. Mm-hmm. He favored the Jews by accepting many of their laws and traditions. Mm-hmm. When the Jews refused to be converted, he commanded his followers to stop turning to the holy city of Jerusalem in prayer.
Let me tell you something. Look at this. So the Jews didn't want to be. They didn't want to be in Islam.
Right.
They didn't want to be Islamic. Boy, you done come over here. You done took all culture and all beliefs, and I gotta be that. Right. Man, you tripping. And Muhammad being I don't want to say that word, but him being so emotional.
Right.
He said, "You don't want to follow me. I'm gonna turn into Mecca. I'm not going to face Jerusalem no more." As if it affected us. As if you praying to your false God facing our direction to Jerusalem affected us. Can you believe that? Keep reading.
He changed the Jewish Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, or first day, which he had accepted for the month of Ramadan. Mm-hmm. Muhammad changed the Jewish Sabbath from Saturday to Friday. Mm-hmm. We have another parallel with Christianity. In the 4th century, the church changed the Sabbath to Sunday and recognized its calendar to make Easter separate of Passover. Mm. Like Christianity, also Muhammad included in his Bible, the Quran, accusations concerning the Jews. Nevertheless, the Quran glorifies many biblical personalities.
And what we're going to see is, man, we're going to probably pull a couple of verses out of the Quran and show you how much of a contradiction this book is, the unholy Quran is, man.
Right.
And that's what makes the Bible so pure that you don't have no contradictions in this Bible. Why? Right. Because it's of the Most High God. You start dealing with men's hands, you bound to have a contradiction. Right. You can tell you cannot take. It's so crazy because you can't take the beliefs out of the Bible who was meant for Black, Hispanic, Native Americans and make your own religion out of it and still think that it's not going to contradict your beliefs. Because you're going to still show that you try to quote the Bible's only talking about Israel, right? So when you quote the Bible, you're going to see that God's only dealing with Israel. We're going to see that, man. Let me, where we at? Okay, this is the heavy part right here. This is the heavy part because it talks both about Christianity and Islam. And this is what you're going to find out, the reason why the Christian church do what it do. The reason why Islam has what it has, right? Mm-hmm.
In order to win the pagans into the church, Christianity adopted many barbaric customs and traditions. Likewise, Muhammad, to gain the loyalty of the pagan Arabs, adopted many of their beloved customs. Their Kaaba stone, an idol, was to receive high regard in the new religion. Also, the pagan temple at Mecca was to remain as a holy site.
Now, that's what I wanted to get into, man. The Kaaba stone. But you see how it said that he had to basically have agreements with the people who was idol worshiping, right? Yeah, like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna join that, man. You can add something in there for me. Now, what kind of something belief is that? What type of some type of religion is that? That you get to just change what you want to change and let more people in, right? Like, man, all right, we could have the cobblestone come in. Oh, I worship the rock any day of the week, and that's how you got his numbers. That's how you got his numbers, just like the Christian church. The Christian church said, "Oh, we can celebrate Christmas. More numbers coming in. We can celebrate Easter, Valentine's Day, all these other pagan holidays." And like all these pagan holidays come in. Now that's why the Christian church is so big.
Right.
Because they got numbers changing their doctrine to fit more people in. It's always about numbers because the religions run the world. The religions run the world. That's the only way you can really control somebody without forcing somebody to do something. That's why nobody has to force the Arabs to go in there and put bombs on their chest. They do it in the name of Allah. That's how important religion is to people. You know what I'm saying? Now he said now we're gonna get into the stone because they really worship that stone is Allah.
Right.
That's what the stone is. It's so heavy. The reason why we're getting into this, I don't want you to forget, is because there's black people, us as blacks, going to the nation of Islam thinking it's better for us. We think, especially when we find out about they won't say the Moors had an Islamic belief. They want to go into that for them different reasons when that didn't do nothing for us. Islam don't do nothing for us. As you can read right here, how can it do something for us when it's a made-up religion? How can it have some power to that when the God you're serving is a stone, is a rock? We're going to get this page. It's out of Satan. It's called Satan Angels Exposed. I'm going to see if I could, let me see. If I can pull up the picture of the book. Okay. This is the picture of the book. We're gonna read out of it. We're gonna go into page 91. All right. Let me see. Okay. So it says, page 91. The Arab of that day worshipped many gods of the sky, stars and moon, and even what they believe were sacred stones. And that's what we talked about earlier. When you see the Nation of Islam, they see their bow tie and they're gonna have that hat on there with the moon and the stars, because that's what they really worshiping, is idolatry, right? The sense of this stone reverence was in Mecca. A square structure of stone in Mecca became their holiest shrine in the world. It was called Kaaba, which means cube. It has been rebuilt about 10 times. They believe the first Kaaba was erected by angels from heaven. Good night, man. These people right here. And it's another thing, man. They're going to have to pay for crimes like this. Muhammad and them, they're going to have to pay. When Christ comes back, they're going to have to pay for crimes like this, man. They're going to do this. They're going to come, and we're going to have a destruction that we can't even fathom. Not only have they stole the things out of our text, our holy Bible, they came and made their new religion out of it, exalted themselves as high, and killed us for not serving it. Now, It's already bad enough you took our Bible and made yourself your own religion and exalt yourself as high. But now you forced us to serve that God. You forced us to, or we was going to die. All right. It says the second by Adam and the third by his son Seth. I'm gonna skip down. The eighth was built in Muhammad's lifetime in 605 AD, around 600 years after the New Testament. Right? Really early. It's really early. A baby religion. Now what happened to what the belief system everybody had? So you telling me the belief system everybody had before the Quran was messed up? That power messed up, so he had to give the Quran out. For all them years, we was living messed up, we was living the false way. What applied to us did not matter. We was just living in vain. Now you want to come out here, you don't want to deal. Now you saying that God's a liar. God saying he's only dealing with Israel, but now he's dealing with an Arab, the son of a bondwoman. Good night, man. Good night. That's it. That's all I gotta say on that. It was into the let me see. Let's go to page 92. Page 92. Hurry up and get through this. It says it must be pointed out that in the era, is it on there? Yeah. It said it must be pointed out that in this era, the Kaaba contains several statues representing gods. Right? 7 statues representing gods. One was called Allah, the up one, a tribal god. That's what it was. That's Allah, a statue, a stone, a Kaaba. That's what they say. Kasta is a stone. The God you worship is a stone. All people right now are dying for a stone. That's what. That's why that stone's never there for you. That's why that stone can never change your life. You can say Allah is so merciful. Allah is so merciful. Allah is not even merciful to the Arabs. He's not even merciful to the Arabs. How can he be merciful to Black, Hispanic, Native Americans? You know what it means to be merciful? Being merciful means that you have the power to destroy something and that you don't. So how can something that has no power give mercy? How can something that has no power, a stone, have mercy when it has no power? Good night. We're going to drop down. Muhammad was illiterate as a young man. He could not read nor write. Muhammad became good friends with his cousin. I'm going to drop down. Right here, it says, who was well acquainted with the scriptures of the Hebrews and Christians. In fact, during Muhammad's lifetime, there were many Christians in Arabia. Muhammad frequently visited Medina, where his father had died, and there met many Jews. So this is going over the same thing we didn't read about. We thought the first book was a lie. Now you got 2 witnesses now. Exact same story is going after. This is documented that it's documented so much so that because that Islam is a false religion. You go back and like, yeah, man, I just made this up, man. I made it up. I put my people on high, forced them to serve it. Now I'm here. That's it. Let me see where we at. We won't go into these scriptures. Lock in. Oh, this is right here. So this is right. So right now it says, commanded him to read. When he awoke, he heard a voice saying, "O Muhammad, thou art the messenger of Allah, and I am Gabriel." Right? Let me tell you something. The angel Michael don't know no Allah. He don't know Allah. So this whole if you come in from the Gabriel about the Bible, how does he know Allah? You only know the Most High God, Yahweh. That's who he knows. That's who he answers to. If let me tell you something, the Lord has dominion over the angels. There's people not running there's not people running crazy in heaven. So if Gabriel did this, he disobeyed an order from the Most High. Angels don't disobey orders. All right. Therefore, thereafter he had many such visions. Those near him at the time said they did not neither saw nor heard any angel. His old homeboy, like, boy, I don't know. Hey, don't listen to my homeboy Muhammad. Hey, he just making that stuff up. We've been around that boy all this time. Ain't no angel came to see him. We would have seen the angel. That boy been delusional. He's a schizophrenic. He been talking to himself. He been making that up. He just been listening to what them Jews done said over there, trying to make his own thing. I don't see what's nothing wrong with me serving the rock every day of the year. True. But Muhammad did this for his people, though. That's the thing. He did that for his people. He made a false religion for his people to uplift them. But you won't even change your life to uplift your own people. You won't, if we were black, Hispanic, and American, you won't even change your life to come and uplift your people. You're gonna create no new things, it's already set in stone. You just gotta change your life and do what the Bible says. But here, this man, these people here love their people. They ready to come out here and make a whole religion for their people. And this benefit, I can't even express this enough how much it benefit them, right? It benefit them so much so that there's not even a real power to it. So how much so can it benefit you to turn into the Bible when it has a true power to it, the Most High God, right? It says, I'm gonna say, okay, right here it says, he cleared away all the idols except the black stone in the Kaaba, which is considered holy to this day by Muslims. From then on to this day, pilgrims must walk around the Kaaba 7 times and kiss or salute the black stone. That's how they serve their God, kissing the stone. Why? Because that stone is Allah. Soak around 7 times. You know why? Another reason why all people love that? Because all people love traditions. They love serving idols because it gives you something to do. Oh, I serve it 7 times, kiss it 2 times, I'm going to be blessed. Right? It's easy to do that rather than change life and get blessings. You know why? Because changing your life hurts. Everybody wants blessings, but nobody wants to go to that trial and that fire. Nobody wants to. So it's easy to get blessings from a rock. What has that rock done for your life? Made you a better drug dealer? So you won't get jumped in prison? Made you a better rapper? Have some more ideas to tattoo on your body? Stop eating. Muslims these days don't even still eat pork. Back then, you probably had people, Muslims seemed like a hard thing. Now you got Muslims wearing 2-piece suits and a bow tie. The nation of Islam go around saying the white man the devil, then turn around and put his clothes on. You say the white man's the devil, then come around and put his whole attire on, 2-piece suit and all, and a bow tie at that. But you're supposed to be masculine. Let me go into that's pretty much it. We're gonna go into these scriptures now, man. We're gonna go through these scriptures right now and talk about how to show you how we're not supposed to be celebrating, we're not supposed to serving idols. And this is what Islam is. It's just the idol. It's just the idol, and that's why you get no benefit out of it, because you've been praying to something that's not real. You've been praying for something that's not real. You chose to serve yourself. Then when you go pray, you get no answer. Now you could serve something greater than you, the Most High God, and you will see your life change. You will have something to pray about, but it's under one condition. One condition is that you come back into your culture, you serve your God, and you do the law, statutes, commandments. That's it. That's it. We're gonna get Leviticus chapter 26, verse 1. It says, ye should make you, Leviticus chapter 26, verse 1. It says, ye should make you no idols, no graven image. Now, what's a graven image? You know what a graven image is? Anybody know what a graven image is? A graven image is an image you put up to worship. That's what a graven image is. The reason why I broke it down is because people out there teaching that you can't have images. Like you can't have a menorah. We had images back then. We had the menorah. We even had like grapes. It's kind of like your signal, like on that's why we got the Magan Dawada, the shit of David. It's kind of like on Game of Thrones, right? Game of Thrones, we had the Starks, and their symbol was what? The wolf, right? Neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall you set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it. For I'm the Lord your God. This is, if this is not Islam, what else it is? You literally praying, you face Mecca. What's in Mecca? The stone, the Kaaba stone. You face Mecca, you pray to Mecca, and when you go around with your rug and you literally bow down, face Mecca, and you pray to that stone. Pray for that stone to take away all your worries, all your depression, all your stress, and you realize that your life did not change. You just find yourself carrying a rug everywhere you go and wearing a robe and a dirty kufi. That's it. Selling bean pies. That's it. That's all it did for you. Subjecting yourself unto another race of people will never get you nowhere. In the long run, you're going to make allies with the enemies. You always are going to take the short end of the stick, making allies with your enemies. You think it's good now? Why? Because at that moment, what? Your life done been saved? Now look at 1,000 years now how we are for subjecting ourselves unto Islam, subjecting ourselves unto Christianity. It thought it was good when we was preserving our life because we was too scared to die. We was too scared. We were scared of the man that only could kill the body. We wasn't scared of the man who could kill the body and the soul and bring us back in a worse condition. But now we should fear that man now. Because that man, that's how you know our God is a real power. Because he's a man of his word. The Most High God said, hey, you disobey me, you're going to go in hell. You're going to be in a low state. You're going to be in a low condition. We disobeyed him, now look at us. Now look at us. See, the Islam Christianity, they could disobey their God because it's not real. That's why Christians establish a law, don't follow it, because they know that nothing happen. You either could serve that idol or not serve it. It doesn't matter. You live the same exact life. Islam's the exact same way. You either serve Allah or you don't. That's why you got Arabs come over here. They believe in Allah, but yet they Christians too. They become homosexuals. They cut their beards now. This Arabs I'm talking about. They do all this. They eat pork now. This Quran says you can eat pork if you hungry. This is what they do, man. And that's why the Lord doesn't want you to go down to these graven images and bow down to it, because you look like a fool. You look like a fool bowing down to a rock. You think about what your children look at you. Your child starving and you go grab your rug and go bow down and face the stone and ask Allah for some food. You're not even the first on Allah's list. Before you get to you, he got to answer the prayers for the Arabs, and he ain't even did that yet. Arabs starting to believe that Christianity better for them than Islam. They come over here and join in America now. That's why America been fighting with them for 40 years and come and put them on first class flights. Islam is not even doing nothing for the Arabs. They ain't even benefiting off that no more. They said, "Oh man, it's time's up. Let's go to Christianity." Why? Because everything is the same exact thing anyway. We're not in the truth. It is all Christian. Because it's a teaching that God loves everybody, but the but the man that God looks like is still going to be superior over you. That's Christianity in a bunch. And that's why Islam, Christianity, all these different religions, all thing you want to think about, Buddhist, whatever you think about, it's all the same thing. It's all Christian. All Christian. All right. Let's go to Habakkuk 2 and 18. Let's read my last scripture. I might pull up now. Let me see if it's on here. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 18. Says, what profit the graven image that the maker thereof have graven it? What is it profit for the man what is it profit? I'm saying this image is made by the hands of a man. How can you worship something when the man who created it is greater than the image? You tell me I have to make my God? How can you literally make your God and say that God is greater than you? Good night, man. The molten image and a teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trust therein to make dumb idols. The maker of his work trusts that idol more. You built the idol. If anything, makes more sense to put yourself above high. You done made this idol, you done made the stone, you done put the Christmas tree up, but yeah, you put the presents under the Christmas tree. I'll put the Christmas tree in the house, so they at least put the Christmas the presents underneath you. Keep them in my room. But us being so dumb, we even worship the things that we created. We worship things that's less than us. See, we serve a God. Why? Because he's the creator. We the creation. God don't serve us. We serve God. We serve the creator. But look at you. You're the creator and you serving your creation. And you wonder why your life is hell. You asking the thing that you made to help you. You done made the thing to fix your own problems. The rock sitting there like, what y'all want to do with me? I can't do nothing. You made me. You put me here. I can't even move on my own will. I'm only here because you set me here. That rock is only there because they put it there. That's it. Go worship the man. Go worship the man who put me there. Go worship that man. Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake. Like, woe unto that man. Destruction to that man, bro. You should, when you see somebody do that, us as people became so silly that we don't understand spirituality. We don't know what it means to be spiritual. We start to think that talking to crosses and to shrines and to stones is considered spiritual. When it's, if anything, crazy. Like people who do that, we need to go put them into the mental hospital. That's what we should be doing. But if somebody say they're doing that in the name of their God, we say, oh, there's no sweat. But if a man start talking to the wall, and he like, right, he start talking to the wall, just regular, he's not for religious purposes. You gonna like, man, that man crazy. But all I gotta do is do the exact same thing and say I'm doing it because God's talking to me. That's the hypocrisy with everything, man. That's the hypocrisy. Slaughter. It says, woe unto him that said to the wood, awake, to the dumb stone, arise. It shall teach. Good night. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver. Good night. You know what they got covered with that Mecca right now? That stone. You seen that thing they got it covered? They got like a little like a blanket decked all out. It's kind of the way we do a Christmas tree. You deck all things out. You deck the idol all out. You decked it. You the one who put the idol there. Now you the one who decorated it, right? And there is no breath at all in the midst of it. There's no life to that idol. There's no life to that idol. None at all. And that's why we serve God, because there's breath in him. And he gave us breath. The breath of life. You know what that was? The law, statute, commandments. You should, instead of going and asking Allah for help, you could turn to your brother and ask for his help. Y'all both could serve God together and turn to him and have that breath of life. Your brother will be there for you. Your brother will be there for you. Your brother will be there to protect you. And that's what Christ died for. Christ died for the brotherhood. That's why Christ did so much so that he gave his life up. The ultimate brotherhood you can have. To make sure that we could take care of ourselves and serve God together. And have God on our side. All right, that's it on the scriptures. I'm going to pull up, before we're going to pull up, what we're going to do is I'm going to contradict for people out there who still believe the Quran is probably still, still book to read, right? We're gonna contradict the Quran. That's what we're gonna do. Real quick though. We're gonna get to I believe it's Surah. That's all I'm just saying that. Surah 2 and 22. 2 and 122. We're doing this because it's out their own book. This is out their own book. Mm. This is what you got. This is what you're going to read out the Quran. And just close it. I'm going to share the screen. Share. Salaki. Salaki. Let me get this real quick. Stop screen. Share. Share screen. All right. All right. It says we're going at 2 and 122, right? It says this is in that book. This is in that Quran. I kid you not. Well, we just got done breaking down the whole reason he made it to put Arabs up top. But this is what happened when I believe when they say he couldn't read no write. He must never read through this before he published it, when he finished it. It said, "Children of Israel, recall my favor which I bestowed upon you, and I exalted you above the nations of the world." This whole their Quran, their unholy Quran is letting you know that Israel is still the Lord's favorite, is on top, above everybody else. So why, as a people, are we still fighting to love the Quran? I mean, I open the Quran, I read that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna close it and read the records of the people that God set above on high. That's what I'm gonna do. It said the Quran said Israel is on high, the Lord's chosen people. He exalted them above high. You know what I'm gonna read then? I'm gonna believe Israel. I mean, you go to you don't believe you're Israel already. You don't believe that you are Arab, but you join Islam. You're black and Hispanic and Native American. You don't believe you're Israel. You still pick the book. Don't be a hypocrite. You don't believe you're not an Arab, but yet you pick up the Quran. But you don't know you're Israel, but you won't pick up the Bible. Or is it because you know who you are, but you don't want to be bounded by the rules, the laws that make you live life? You just want to. It's easy to follow your lusts. Okay, let me see if I got any. I really have 2 more things I want to get out to. I don't know if I should pull them out. Good. All right, phone crisis. I don't know if I want to get it out, man. I don't know. I don't want to end it. I don't want to do them like that. I should just kill them like that. We're gonna go to 3. Let me see. Okay. We'll go down to Salakia. I'm gonna share screen. Share. All right, this is in the Quran, the Surah 3, and 3, right? It says, "He has sent down upon you, O Muhammad, the book and truth, confirming what was before it, and he revealed the Torah and the gospel." So you know he's talking about the scriptures. So if he's saying that is the truth, right? Then what does that mean? What does that mean? That means we could go into the Bible and find the truth. Mm-hmm. So if that's the truth, how can we find things that contradict it? Now, if that came before we just read how it started. Now, if that came before, if the Bible came before the Quran, then who's the liar? You can't make a new thing then contradict what you quoting. Right. That proves that Islam is alive. Because if you say that if I could go into the gospel, into the book, and the book is the truth, that means what I should read shouldn't contradict what's in your Quran. But the whole class was about the contradiction of what you had. We done talked about how the covenant was given to Isaac. Not Ishmael. Ishmael was going to be a nation just because he messed with Abraham. The Lord was just messing with Abraham. He was a faithful servant, so he gave y'all a nation. That's it. We talked about how they go to Jerusalem. They was facing Jerusalem and turned to Mecca. So the Day of Atonement, they do the Ramadan. They start observing the Sabbath. They did all these different things and changed it. This is the contradiction. It's like it makes your hair hurt because how can even people believe in something like this? At one end, you say believe in the Bible, but then you force the people who's in the Bible to worship your religion, right? You force the people to worship your religion. You say believe in the Bible, believe in the scriptures, yet the scriptures contradict Salaki. You want to say believe in the Bible, You go on your religion, you want to say Arabs are on high. He made this to build them up. But at the same time, say that we above everybody. It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. Oh man. I was gonna get into how they homosexuals is too, man. They homosexuals. Should I do it? All right, we're gonna just kill Islam right now. It's about to be it. We just finna show you how they just some bunch of homosexuals, man. We gonna see our kingdom of heaven. Our kingdom of heaven. See our kingdom of heaven for Black, Hispanic, Native Americans. For the Israelites, our kingdom of heaven is going to be rulership on the whole world. And we're gonna have these other nations as our servants and our handmaids. That's what we're gonna do. They're gonna be enslaved. They're gonna be in chains. That's what we're going to have. Let's see what the Arabs' ideal of heaven should be. Because as you know, they made their heaven because they see that we have a heaven that we fighting for right now that will reign on earth. Just like the white man has his kingdom of heaven here, we're going to have our kingdom of heaven on earth. And he sees, okay, well, I'm going to make me a heaven to fight for, have my people fight for, to give them something to fight for. We're going to see what heaven made their people fight for. What Arabs like fighting for, because they feel like they do this is where they're going to go to heaven, right? We're going to get, we're going to share the screen. What up? All right. Right here. This is 52 and 24, right? It says, hold up. Let me get a verse. 23. Right? Slovakia. 24, I think. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So this is talking about the kingdom of heaven. Right? This is a description of how the kingdom of heaven will be. This one part. How the kingdom of heaven shall be, right? It says, youth as fair as hidden pearls. What fair mean? As fair.
Nice looking.
Yeah, nice looking. They look good. So youths, right? Hold up. I gotta get this one. That's not the one. Let me see. Slovakia. Get this. We're finna show you that. We're finna show you what. We're finna get what it says about what their kingdom was they gonna have in their kingdom of heaven to prove to the point why you should separate from this religion. Because when you serve a religion, you're going to even though if you don't know what it's really about, you're still going to get those qualities inside you. Reason why all people serve Christianity, and that's why they get so indoctrinated and they start turning to things that they're not. They allow themselves to get into evil spirits and stuff like that. It makes them come and change. That's why a lot of men, they go in the Christian church and they know they're supposed to be masculine and not homosexuals, but they end up turning homosexuals because of the feminine spirit in Christianity. Because God loves everybody. God loves the homosexual. So you start to serve that, man. I'm trying to find the Salaki. I'm trying to find the regular translation. All right, I'm gonna get this one. So this is that kingdom of heaven. They said they will circulate among them servant boys, especially for them, as if they were pearls well protected. That's what they do. They want to go and circle around boys, have little boys, fair. They call them fair boys. They want them to circulate around them and to serve them. That's what Islam is. That's what they hope for, and that's what the Arabs hope for. To have little boys serve them. They say pretty little boys serve them, as of pearls. They want pretty young boys serving them in their kingdom of heaven. Well, let me tell you something. Our kingdom of heaven, we want every nation serving us. They're going to serve us. We're going to have slaves. That's what we're going to have. But no, the Arab, they want to be they want to be not even homosexuals, pedophiles. That's why they are criminals in our neighborhood right now. The Arab is like the back. It's like a Batman and Robin when it comes down to oppression. You got the white man and the Arab going there doing things that you don't know about, but since he got a little skin color like you, since they was in 9/11, you think they doing the same oppression you going through. That's how Arabs is, not knowing that they are really showing the side of the white man to kill you and eat off of you. That's the agreement they made. The agreement they made to come over here after 40 years of fighting for them to come over here and build their businesses in your neighborhood to never get raided. That's why bodegas, they like the biggest thing for heroin. They come and the Arabs selling heroin to kids, selling drugs to kids in the bodegas in New York. The Arabs, they know this. They criminals. They homosexuals. Arabs come over and do all kinds of stuff while we over here suffering. While we over here suffering and dying. But it's time for us to fight for all kingdom of heaven. It's time for Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans to choose the side of God. That's all. We don't have to come and join things that stole from us. Like, if anything, you should be wanting to be in the best of the best. You should be wanting to be in the original thing. That's what you should want. You should want the truth. And that's the whole reason why you should come to the ISUPK. If you want the whole truth, if you want some of the truth, then I understand. If you want some of the truth, if you don't want to be completely correct, then I understand. You go join what you want to join. If that's the reason. Go join other groups. Go join Islam. Go join Christianity. If you don't want to change your life. If you just want to be lukewarm. If you just want to be different. If you just want to serve yourself. But if you want to be holy, set apart, you want to have God on your side, then you will come in the ISUPK. You will quit all these false religions and choose to change your life for the betterment of your people. Just like Muhammad created Islam for the betterment of his people. Just like the white man created Christianity for the betterment of his people. We're going to turn back into our God for the betterment of our people. Because we didn't create this by our own hands. God is real. And I hope that I hope you don't have to find out how real he is in a bad way. But I hope you find out how good he is in a good way. Now with that, we're going to get the security announcements. I don't see any questions online. Somebody. Dang. Pull this up. Security announcements. I got the holidays. Oh, I got a sloggy. All right. This is the ISUPK sloggy. This is the ISUPK security announcements. We're the ISUPK started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We're for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must be given permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 18. Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or a teacher, priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Let me get the upcoming holy convocations. Dang. Upcoming holy convocations. We have the Feast of First Fruits. Starts after the Sabbath, unleavened bread, sundown, Saturday, April 23rd, 2022. Count 50 days. Celebrate the 50th day. Sunday, June 12th, 2022. Start before sundown. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 10 to 22. Back to the security announcements. Remind Akim and Akwat to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. We're going to give a courage salute to the brothers and the sisters. We stand. Oh, you sit, sis. You sit. All right. Majum, Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. All right. You stand, sis. We're going to do a courage salute to the sisters. Majum Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh Shema Atah Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shema Atah Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Matah. Dismiss. All right, let me.